What's good, YouTube? Your boy Bossco back again with another video. Hopefully you're having a great day wherever you are in the universe. This one is definitely a different topic than what we normally talk about here. Usually it's about sneakers and hooping, something like that. But as you see the title, man, this is kind of why I don't celebrate my birthday. And let me make sure I make this clear. Like, once the birthday hits, I do say happy birthday. I do meet with friends and family sometime. You know, they sing happy birthday to me, and that's that. So at some point, I guess you can say there is a celebration of the birthday. You know, you have to celebrate every year that you're here, every day that you're alive. It's a blessing, you know. But for me and in my life, it's been weird, man. The last, I want to say like 10 years now, maybe 10, maybe a little bit longer than that, has just been weird. There's a lot of things going on behind me, so you got to forgive that. Extremely weird. The trash truck wants to come right now. I'm probably gonna have to cut this real quick when they come out until they're done. But very, very weird, man. Every time around this time, the Pisces season, which I am a Pisces, March 1st, shout out to all the Pisces out there. It's just been very strange, and I want to know if anybody here can relate or have a similar situation, because I have a friend who had it happen to him similar, but at a different time. But I don't know. But for me, around my birthday, around February to March, it's kind of the most trickiest time of the year for me. It became that over the last 10 years. It used to not be a problem. So that with these things happening, it kind of made me not celebrate my birthday or make a big deal about it, if that's probably the better term. Not make a big deal about it, like announce it weeks before, count down to my birthday, let everybody in the world know what's going on. That's my birthday, it's my birthday. I stopped doing that a long time ago. And you know, you want to celebrate your birthday, you want to be proud of it, you want people to be around, you want to get the happy birthday wishes from people that you know and love. But for me, it's kind of weird, you know. For those of you guys who subscribed and been part of the channel, you guys have known that I lost my mom recently. Going on 4 years now. It still feels very recent. It feels like it was yesterday. Some people might feel like 4 years is not recent, but to me, 4 years is very recent. Yeah. 4 years is extremely recent. Still haven't been right over that. Still haven't really been able to kind of cope with it. I mean, you just deal with it more and more each day. You're able to tolerate it more and more each day. But I want to say, so she passed 4 years ago. And then the previous 6 years before that, you know, she was sick. So that's 10 years right there. You know, and I want to say maybe even now that I'm kind of doing the math, it might even be a little further back than that. You know, maybe 12 years it's been like this. Possibly a little bit more, but maybe 12 years. You know, I want to say it started off one time when I was working at this job. I mean, I didn't know it at the time, but just hindsight is better. My understanding, 2020. I was working at a job, having a good time, making good money with my friends and stuff. This is kind of one of the times I was eating well off the work I was doing and everything. Legal stuff, you know, everything was Gucci. But I was at work one day and I started having these problems with my salivatory gland, where it would, if I eat certain foods, this would swell up, but it would feel like food was getting stuck. It felt like what I was eating wasn't going down my throat, it was getting stuck here. But little did I know there was a gland that just kept swelling up based on certain foods or something like that. I don't know. Okay, sorry about the camera angle. For one, there was like this little dot or little glare that was just annoying. It was like on my face, so I had to move the camera. Hopefully you guys can still deal with this camera angle. But like I was saying, so I was eating some food at work and my salivatory glands swell up. It would happen like that over weeks at a time, or like during the week, a few weeks leading up to this one particular incident. But it would always go down, so I never thought nothing of it. So one day I was at work eating and drinking some soda, eating a pizza and drinking some soda. And it happened again, and this time it wouldn't go down. So I kept drinking water and drinking soda to try to help myself burp and help it go down, because I thought it was really food getting stuck. So the glands swell up so much, it caused me to pass out while I was at work. So I passed out while I was at work, woke up pretty quickly, but I was on the floor, didn't understand how I was on the floor. My friend told me that I was looking weak and they just guided me to the floor because I was about to faint. So luckily I didn't just fall and hurt myself. But then I went to the hospital after that, found out like, you know, I had like an irregular heartbeat or something like that, you know. And I was in the hospital for 7 days. I didn't have really good insurance, so I had to go to like the USC hospital, which is kind of a public hospital. I would have been out a lot sooner if I had been to a private hospital and had better insurance, but because I had to go to USC, I was in USC for like 7 to 9 days, just in there. And, you know, that was kind of the start of this whole trend from that point on, because this was right around my birthday, like February, like March, because I remember what stands out to me the most for basketball heads out there, you know, Selection Sunday, March Madness, the day that all the teams get picked to go to the tournament. I remember watching that in the hospital. And that was kind of when I realized that my basketball stuff was kind of done. At least that's how I felt. Like, I'm not gonna really pursue hooping like that no more. You know, my boy had already made it and he gave me a taste of what it's like, you know, so I'm gonna try to focus on some other things because hooping ain't working out for me. So I was in the hospital for that time. Everything was cool, you know, not that big a deal. But I mean, it was, because I was still able to go back to work, for one. But did I go back to work? I felt like maybe I didn't go back to work, for one. Yeah, I didn't. I don't think I did. My car got repossessed at that same time because I couldn't afford my car payments. I, you know, stupidly had a $500 car payment because I was just so excited to get my first car and pay it for myself and make payments and stuff like that, you know. I had like a Ford Focus at the time. So I went to the hospital because I passed out. Then I lost my car from repossession. So that was the start of it, right? That was that. I think after that, I started a clothing line, or maybe at that time I had a clothing line. I can't remember. It's kind of foggy. But I believe like the next year, if not the next year, which I think it was 2 years after, I had a clothing line going on, 80s Baby Apparel. That's what I had going on with me and my boy Mike. Was going real hard at that. Got to like the 2-3 year mark of doing that. So I think when I was working that job, maybe I was doing my clothing line too. For some reason, it's kind of blurry. Smoke a lot of weed, bro. So it's kind of blurry. But yeah, so that happened. So I started building, like I said, fast forward a year later or 2 years later, around that same time. I'm making waves in the clothing line. We started to get more placements on different like events. We made some TV slots a couple times on MTV's Making a Band with Diddy when they had Day 26. They wore our stuff a couple times. Well, one of the two of the group members, Robert, and I forgot the other guy. Maybe just Robert, but I believe it was Robert and somebody else who wore the shirts in a couple episodes. We also got some placement on America's Best Dance Crew on MTV. So it started to build some momentum, man. We got invited to a few more events. Things started to bubble, like, you know, started to look positive. You know what I mean? I started it from nothing with my own money, funded everything myself, you know. Yeah, so I was really proud of the progress I was making and the strides that we were starting to make. And we had an event coming up one particular like Saturday night in this whole February, March time, towards the end of February, early March, right on my birthday. And I was supposed to go to an event that night, and I was a little tired because I'm a workaholic. When I do something I love, I try to go hard at it all the time, as you should too. And I passed out on the couch. I kind of stayed home, or at least I was late to the event because I was still gonna go, but I usually didn't roll out to the events till like 11:30. You know, the clubs don't close till like 2:30, and there's after hour spots. So I didn't go to sleep. I usually don't head out till like 11:30, 12 o'clock. But I fell asleep on the couch in my clothes, getting ready to go. But I guess I wanted to take a nap or something. I don't know what it was. I feel like it's the grace of God now, looking back on it. But you know, I was about to head out. You know, I was living with my mom, and everything was good. And for some reason, me sleeping on the couch, I woke up and my mom came from the back room to come to the living room, and all of a sudden she couldn't remember anything. She just lost her memory. She couldn't remember anything. She just kept saying, I don't know. And she's like sweating. I'm like, are you okay? long story short, she ended up having a stroke. She was having a stroke at that time. So it was like a blessing that I was there to catch that, see that, call 911 instantly, and take care of that. You know, we were able to get her, the ambulance there rather quickly and get her to the hospital before it got too far gone, but it was a pretty bad stroke that she had. So now this is another thing. Like, I want to say these were back-to-back years, but it might have been a year, then a break, and then a year. So it might have been 2 years between the time I went to the hospital and lost my car till this time. I don't remember, but I think it was like the next year. So then, so first year was me passing out at work and losing the car. So I didn't celebrate my birthday like that. Then the next year, my mom went to the hospital and she had a stroke. Now this time, like, she had that stroke, and that stroke was a pretty bad one to where she had to stay in the hospital for 30 days. So she was out in Downey at Rancho Los Amigos Rehab Center. Shout out to them because they have a great staff for this. They're #1 in the state for rehabilitation for people with strokes and stuff like that. So she was in home there. So I would go out there every single day, every day. From the point on, from when she had the stroke, I tried to manage and keep my business going. I had a publicist, I had a sales rep, I had a designer, and I was paying all of them out of my pocket. And I kind of wanted to do that because it wasn't necessarily a pride thing. It was just, I was happy to be able to do that for one. And then for two, for like a rainy day, in case anything happened to something, I didn't owe a lot of people money because they put their money in the business. Like, if I had to stop or something, that was always in the back of my brain of why I wanted to do that and not have a partner. And then sure enough, this was kind of the situation. My sales rep at the same time had perfect timing and just kind of dipped out for some whatever reasons, man. I don't know what happened. I kind of was banking on him to kind of help me out because we had just printed up some brand new designs, a lookbook, so we can go ahead and shop the new season to these stores that we had consignment spots at, consignment placement. We were trying to keep that going. So if I could have had him do his job, we could have kept our accounts going. And I think that would have kind of helped things stay afloat, but it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. So with that happening, slowed up stuff because then I didn't have time to call the reps, to call the stores, because I'm at the hospital every day from in the morning till when she's ready to go to sleep, going back and forth from North Hollywood to Downey, California every day. So I didn't have any time anymore to call these stores. My rep bailed on me, so I was fucked there. Publicists could only hang around so long. She was really taking a cut rate because she believed in the line too, but her rate was well for what she deserved. She earned the money she was asking for, but she worked for me for a hell of a discounted price. But I couldn't afford that no more because my money and time was tied in somewhere else. My mother, which is most important. So I want this to be straight that I had no problem doing what I'm doing or what I did, and I do it 10 times over. And Mom, you know that. I love her to life, and she took care of me my whole life, so I had no problem stopping everything I did to take care of her. Like, I'd do it again, you know what I mean? Knowing the same results. So my sales rep bailed, my publicist couldn't stick around, my designer partner also, Mike Live, respect to him, he tried to hang on as much as he could, but at the end of the day, if it's not anything coming in, he had a family, he had things going on, he couldn't put his all in it too. So therefore I had to stop my clothing line. Stop doing anything about it, and that's just kind of how that ended off. And then I had some more discussions with other people from a company outside the country who was trying to use the same type of name, so there was a small little issue with that too, not nearly as big as I thought it was at first. So first year was me having a hospital situation. Next year was my mother having a stroke, followed by me kind of dismantling and stopping my business. Then the following year, my mom was in the hospital for that first 30-something days. We got her home. A year later, almost to the same date, bro, a year later, she had a seizure at home that I happened to be there for, to go ahead and catch it and get the ambulance there. God has been on my side, so I don't have no complaints in a sense at all. It's with the good comes bad, and with bad comes good, and you just got to count the blessings you do have. And those are blessings for me to be there present at both of them, because I've seen and heard of people coming home to people who had strokes and stuff, and nobody could get to them in time, and they either died or their stroke just made them complete vegetable because nobody could get there in time. So I was truly blessed to be there the whole time, man. Both times, first time for the stroke, then for the seizure, following up the same time in March. So it's like we got her home, things are going well, everything's moving moving forward, come around my time for my birthday in a sense, then that happened. So it's like, it's starting to get crazy. I'm starting to think like 3 years in a row, what's going on, you know? But I kept it pushing, still keep it positive, how I always been, you dig? Yeah, so at this point, it just started to seem weird around that time, how this stuff would happen, you know? It just was weird. And then I want to say the next year, because my mom ended up having, before she ended up passing away, she had 3 strokes and 2 seizures. Or 3 seizures and 2 strokes. I think that's what, no, it was the first way, 3 strokes and 2 seizures. Yeah, hypertension, high blood pressure, and clots or something like that. So it just seemed like every year something would happen. People would be like, your birthday's coming up, and I would still kind of fall back into it, like, yeah, this is my birthday month, this is my birthday week, and things would just happen. Financial things would happen, like money would fall through here, or this wouldn't go right. You know, things would be set up, everything would be aligned up, but then around that time it would be bad. Then my mom would have another stroke or another seizure, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of went yo-yoing back and forth for those fucking first 5-6 years, from since I had my first thing in the hospital to then helping her out, you know. Fast forwarded some more, I'm trying to think of, you know, each year by year, but just things happen each time. I want to say, like, you know, when she passed away February 6th, which of course spills over into my birthday, because it's not, you don't get over no passing away anytime soon, you know. That happened. Right after that happened, which is still already bad. So my mom passed February 6th, and then 2 days later, no, prior to that, 2 days, oh wow, February 4th, my business that I had going on ended. Long story short, it just ended. Dispensary business going on, shut down. Doing really well at the time too, really well at the time. Starting to bubble and kind of be right financially in a sense, you know? And then that just got shut down, completely stopped. No, slowly, gradually shut down. No, it just completely stopped. So that stopped completely. Oh man, that stopped completely. Then 2 days later, my mom passed, and that just shook my whole world up. I was already shooken up prior to what happened, but then that happened and it changed life changing, obviously. Got insomnia after she passed, started working a late night job, worked there for 2 years. First year, around March, I strained my back at work. Doing the same thing I do every day, lifting and unloading pallets. I strained my back at work, would cause me to miss 7 days of work. Had to go to rehab and all that stuff for my back. Actually, it was about, I think it was about a week, 7 days. Went to rehab in between that, and after that was okay. The next year, my second year now working at this job, I'm able to handle it. I know my routine, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing YouTube, trying to grind, trying to go ahead and expand my YouTube situation. So I go ahead and get a job at Foot Locker. I got hired to work at Hollywood and Highland Foot Locker, which is the flagship location. You guys have seen me go there plenty of times. I got hired to work there, went through orientation, went through the interviews and everything. So after the last orientation, they said that we're gonna call you in a couple of days to have you come and get your stripes, your uniform, and give you your schedule. So this is around March, like early March, like just right after my birthday, I believe. Yeah, I forget, either right before my birthday or right after. I think right before. Because there's always something that happens before leading into my birthday, so that way my birthday and birthday month is not the best, you know? So I get a call or I get a text telling me on my schedule saying things are kind of changed. You're not gonna come in before you to get your stripes. You're gonna come and get your stripes the same day you start working. So she texts me my schedule. I'm happy. I get off work that day early. I'm happy. So what I do when I celebrate, one thing I love to do at one point was hoop. So I'll go to the park and hoop. Rode my bike down there because I used to ride a bike to get exercise. I was really in better shape too. And things were looking good, positive, getting a second job, starting to do my YouTube, feeling good about that. Now I'm about to work at the flagship location in the stock room. You know how great, you know how all that sounds good and great? I go play ball, play my first game. I'm hitting shots, ain't played in a little while, hitting shots, balling out. Get to the second game, balling out. I think about to play the third game. Third game, we ready to go. Somebody shoots the ball, I get the rebound, go to take off for the break, pop. I felt somebody kick me, nobody kicked me, nobody was behind me. I tore my right Achilles tendon, completely tore it. Couldn't walk on it, had to hop to the side. Luckily there was somebody there who I knew, dropped me off at the house, went to the doctors. Long story short about that, I was out for a full year, had to have surgery, was in a boot and a cast and crutches for a year. Right before my birthday, so into my birthday, I was in a boot, in a cast, at home, chilling with my leg up. March again. So that's a lot of stuff happening all around that same time, to where at this point now I'm like, okay, you know what? My birthday's March 1st, I'm gonna celebrate March 1st, and that's it. The day before that, the day after that don't matter. Every day's another day. It's just a blessing to be alive in general. So when I be seeing people do, oh, my birthday month, counting down, like, I'm happy for them. I can't do that, and I just like, man, I don't know. I feel like that was like a humbling experience, whether I liked it or not. Sorry about the camera angle, just had to make sure it was right. Hopefully it's still looking good. But after my foot thing happened, I just started adding up the days and the times, and how every time around this certain specific time of the year, my birthday, Pisces season, how it always goes left for me, completely wrong. So that's what kind of developed my real strength for not celebrating my birthday or not broadcasting it. It's still an acknowledgement. I'm still happy when it comes around, and it's truly a blessing to be here another year. I just went out to dinner last night with my grandmother, my auntie, uncle, her husband, and my girl. We had a great time at Benihana's. You know, but it's always been something around that time, man. And then, you know, okay, so I got past that, and that was fine, which was 2 years ago now. And then you fast forward to a year after, right? And now you want to think, okay, I'm being more cautious, I'm being conscious, I'm being humble, I'm chilling out, not doing anything crazy for my birthday, no big deal. It was actually a blessing for my birthday last year. If you guys have been following the channel, I was able to make it out to Sacramento to go watch the Kings and the Clippers play with my boy Marcus. He drove everything, funded the situation for my as a birthday gift to me. It was a great situation, man. I had a great time there. So that was positive. I was able to kind of do something that I wanted to do. It was cool, it went smoothly, right? So I'm like, okay, thank God, you know, been praying on it. Luckily, you know, things have been okay. Now, the other thing that happened wasn't something that affected me, like personally, family, like I didn't get hurt and none of my family members died, but something big happened again, almost to the end of the day, like almost cleared through March, and then we get to the March 31st. And last year, March 31st, was the day Nipsey Hussle passed away. And if you live in here in LA, if you love Nipsey Hussle, if you like rap music. All right, so now I'm here in the laundry room where I was waiting outside, now I'm inside. This is actually the same laundry room I used to wash my Yeezys. These Yeezys here. This Yeezy here, I washed these plus a few other ones. I'll put a video or a link to the video in the description, plus you probably see it right next to me. And this is the laundromat I go to all the time to do my big loads. But like I was saying though, if you were from LA, then you felt it regardless if you knew his music, if you like rap, you felt it. If you lived in LA, you felt it. If you're a human being and you just hear the story, you felt it. They had everything online, which was crazy, so everybody could see it, which I thought was kind of wild how available it was to see the crime scene, see it happen and all that stuff. So, you know, March 31st was like, it was the last day of the month, and I thought I was in the clear, bro, and then that happened. And that shook up the world, man. That shook up a lot of things going on, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, and then this year, like I said, you know, you have Kobe passing on the 26th, which is right around, you know, he died January 26th, all right, January 26th, so it wasn't March, but then he had his funeral 2/24, which is in March, kind of rekindling it. That's why I didn't really pay attention to the second memorial. I didn't want to go back down that road and feel those emotions like that, you know. It's a sad thing, of course, anytime somebody leaves, especially somebody like that, an icon, or anybody we know that touched us in a certain way leave. But I wasn't trying to relive that again and refresh that again and then be sad going into my birthday still thinking about Kobe. Because every time I see a helicopter, especially like a high-tech one or a souped-up looking one that looks like new, like he would have been in, it makes me sad, bro. Because it's like, man, that's the same shit he was in every day. It's crazy, bro. So, I mean, in so many ways, I feel like I've just been humbled by the experience. Maybe at one point I was too happy about my birthday, if that makes sense. You know, sometimes, you know, that's one thing I see from a lot of people. They are too selfish in a sense, or too happy for their birthday. Like, it's my birthday, it's all about me, 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 me. And the society we live in now is really pumping me, 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 me. So, me in my heart and in my soul, in the way that I was raised, I'm not a me, me, me person. So as I started to kind of, I guess, turn into a me person by wanting to do bigger things for myself, extravaganzas like that for myself, that's God's way and the universe's way of humbling me to calm it down, just keep it at the Bossco Bobby Mitchell level, you feel me? Which is grateful, humble, gracious, and it's gonna come out enormous regardless, just because of that, you know what I mean? So that's kind of the gist of why your boy don't really make a big deal about my birthday. I had to this year because I have some more subscribers and people I talk to on a daily, so I would like to get that energy from you guys, especially on a day like this, to kind of give me some more. I need more energy. I need all the positive energy I can get, you feel me? You can never have too much positive energy around you, in you, with you. It's all about that, man. So hopefully this story could have helped somebody. This story time, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of me being able to vent, to kind of talk about it on a public forum of why I don't make a big deal about my birthdays. A lot of times with my friends, some of my friends, they forget that my birthday even happened because I don't say shit until like, oh yeah, my birthday, when was your birthday? March 1st. Why didn't you say that, my nigga? Why didn't you? It's because, man, like, happy birthday, thank you, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? You know, part of it too is a trait I guess I get from my dad. My mom used to tell me that he was somebody who really treated every day like the next day, like no day was special. Every day was a great day, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I kind of go with that type of mentality already. Like, I'm positive every single day. But he really didn't make no exception for no day. No day was more different than the other. And I agree with that. At first, when I first heard those stories and heard about that, I didn't like it. Like, why would you be like that? That's like a you know, a Grinch or something. But nah, man, once you get down to it, at the end of the day, humans and people have made things bigger than they probably should be at some point, you know? You don't need Valentine's Day to show your significant other that you love them. That should be something you do every day. Why does one day have to be that for that? Same thing with Christmas. You know, you can buy your people gifts throughout the year if you want to. There's 365 days of them, you know what I mean? I feel like everybody has fallen into the trap of like what you know, these days mean and what they're for. They're not what they have turned into be. And a lot of these days have really dark underground meanings behind them that people have flipped to make something better and positive. So you got to do your research and your history on Valentine's Day, Black History Month, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of them, Halloween, all of those things, bro. Find the history about them before you go gung-ho trying to celebrate them and break your bank, trying to celebrate them and make somebody feel happy, you feel me? That's just one thing I pick up and see every day. But, you know, this video here was just trying to give you guys an insight from me. I want to open up more to you guys about things going on in my life. I mean, we tuning in and talking all the time, so why not, you feel me? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you happen to, please, I need you to hit the like button so more people can see this. And if you hit the like button, it lets me know you guys want more story times, more personal stories and things of that nature. Subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new. Share this video on your other platforms so more people can see it, on Twitters, your emails, whatever you want to do. Share all my videos, man. I appreciate the support and the energy. Have a great day wherever you are in the universe.